The year is 2378. Humanity has traversed the stars. We have colonized planets across the Milky Way galaxy. Our ships are a familiar sight in the vast expanse of space. We are not alone. Other sentient beings populate the cosmos. For the most part, we coexist peacefully. Trade flourishes, diplomacy thrives, but peace is a fragile thing. It can shatter in an instant. Our civilization, spread across hundreds of star systems, felt secure. The vast distances between stars lulled us into a false sense of safety. We believed ourselves to be prepared for any threat. We were wrong. A new power emerged from the galactic darkness. They called themselves the Zereth. They would be our reckoning. They would teach us the true cost of galactic dominance. The Zereth were a reptilian species. They were driven by an insatiable hunger for conquest. They saw humanity as a threat. They believed we were weak, ripe for the taking. They struck without warning. Their target, Arathan V, a thriving human colony on the edge of explored space. Arathan V was a symbol of our progress. It was a beacon of hope. The Zereth aimed to extinguish that hope in fire. Their fleet materialized without warning, a black tide against the backdrop of a distant sun. They descended upon Arathan V with overwhelming force, their ships bristling with weapons unlike anything humanity had ever seen. Our defenses were meager, our weapons primitive. We were caught completely off guard. The attack was swift, it was brutal, it was a massacre. Arathan V fell within hours. Millions perished. The news of Arathan V's fall sent shockwaves through human space. Fear gripped our colonies. Panic spread like wildfire. We were facing an enemy unlike any we had encountered before. An enemy who could wipe us out with terrifying ease. But even in the face of annihilation, humanity would not break. We would not yield. From the ashes of Arathan V, a leader emerged. Admiral Sarah Kwan. Admiral Kwan was a seasoned veteran. She was known for her tactical brilliance and her unwavering resolve. She was given command of the remnants of our shattered fleet. Her mission to rally humanity against the Zereth threat, to avenge Arathan V, to ensure the survival of our species. Admiral Kwan accepted the challenge with grim determination. She would become our shield. She would become our sword. She would lead us through our darkest hour. The Zereth, emboldened by their victory at Arathan V, pressed their advantage. They struck deep into human space, targeting the strategically vital Eridani system. Eridani was a hub of trade and industry. Its loss would be a crippling blow to humanity. Admiral Kwan knew this. She would make her stand at Eridani. She would defend it to her last breath. The Zereth fleet, 100 strong, arrived in the Eridani system expecting an easy victory. They found Admiral Kwan waiting. The Battle of Eridani was a clash of titans. Human and Zereth ships, locked in a deadly dance, exchanged fire across the void. Lasers lit up the darkness. Missiles streaked across the blackness. Admiral Kwan, a master tactician, used the Zereth's arrogance against them. She lured their ships into traps. She exploited their weaknesses. The battle raged for days. Both sides suffered heavy losses. But slowly, against all odds, humanity began to gain the upper hand. Section 5, Escalation and Innovation. The victory at Eridani bought humanity time. Time to mourn our dead. Time to rebuild our shattered fleet. Time to innovate. We poured all our resources into developing new weapons and technologies. We studied the Zereth. We learned their weaknesses. We developed countermeasures. We knew the next battle would be even more brutal than Eridani. We knew the stakes were even higher. We would be ready. Human ingenuity, pushed to its limits by the existential threat we faced, produced technological marvels. We developed faster-than-light communication, allowing us to coordinate our fleets across vast distances. We created energy shields capable of withstanding the Zereth's most powerful weapons. We built new warships, bristling with advanced weaponry. Humanity was no longer the prey. We were becoming the predator. Section 6, The Siege of Helios Prime. The Zereth, enraged by their defeat at Eridani, amassed an even larger fleet. They aimed to strike at the heart of human civilization, Helios Prime, the seat of the Terran Federation. Helios Prime was a symbol of our unity. It was a testament to our resilience. The Zereth were determined to break it. The siege of Helios Prime was the most brutal battle in human history. For months, the battle raged, a maelstrom of laser fire and explosions that illuminated the void for light years around. Human and Zereth ships clashed in a desperate struggle for survival. Casualties mounted on both sides. The outcome of the war, the fate of two civilizations, hung in the balance. Admiral Kwan, commanding the human fleet from her flagship, the Indomitable, was the rock upon which human resistance stood. Her courage inspired her troops. Her tactical genius confounded the Zereth. Section 7. A New Dawn. The tide turned during a daring raid led by Admiral Kwan herself. She spearheaded an assault on the Zareth flagship, leading a small group of elite pilots through a hail of enemy fire. They fought their way to the enemy command center. Kwan, in a final act of defiance, destroyed the Zareth flagship from within. The destruction of their flagship threw the Zareth fleet into disarray. Demoralized and leaderless, they were easy prey for the vengeful human fleet. The Battle of Helios Prime was a decisive victory for humanity. The Zareth, their invasion force shattered, were driven back to their own territory. They had underestimated us. They had mistaken our compassion for weakness. They had learned their lesson. The war was over. Humanity had triumphed. Section 8. The Price of Peace. Victory came at a heavy price. Millions of souls, human and Zareth, were lost in the conflict. Entire worlds were scarred. The galaxy was forever changed. In the aftermath of the war, a wave of grief washed over human space. We mourned our dead. We rebuilt our shattered cities. We honored the sacrifices of those who had given their lives to secure our future. From the ashes of conflict, a new era dawned. Humanity, tempered in the fires of war, emerged stronger than ever before. We had faced our own mortality and emerged victorious. We learned the true meaning of resilience. We learned the importance of unity. We learned that even in the darkest of times, hope can still flicker. Section 9. Legacy of Resilience. Admiral Kwan, hailed as the hero of the war, became a symbol of human resilience. Her name would be etched in the annals of history alongside the greatest military leaders humanity had ever known. She dedicated her remaining years to ensuring lasting peace. She worked tirelessly to rebuild trust between humans and Zareth. She understood that true victory lay not just in defeating an enemy, but in preventing future conflicts. The war with the Zareth was a turning point in human history. It taught us the importance of strength, the value of unity, and the indomitable spirit of our species. It reminded us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, we can overcome any challenge. We can endure any hardship. We can build a better future. We are, after all, human, and that is our greatest strength.